Hi, I'm Devin from Careerified. Welcome back to the living room. This week I wanted to talk about the concept of being passionate about your career. Now, when I first started in career education, I went out into schools and I did thousands of presentations to students from grade 7 to grade 12. And it was not uncommon to hear me say something along the lines of, if you're passionate about your work, you'll never work a day in your life. Or if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And this is a quote I think a lot of us have heard over the years. It's pretty common, it's pretty famous. But I will say that over time, I have completely changed my perspective. I don't think that's true anymore. And in fact, I think it's actually doing a lot more harm than good when you set the expectation that you should be passionate about your work with people who have never had any experience in the workforce. So I'm going to throw out a big apology to anybody I ever said that to. I was wrong, and you should listen to me now instead. We'll do that. I think when you set that sort of expectation, a bunch of repercussions are going to come out of that. One will be that people are more likely to leave a job when they don't feel passionate about it. And for a lot of people coming into the workforce right now, so the last of our millennials and our Gen Zs who are entering work, that's one of the big problems is when they don't love the work, they jump ship. And a lot of them, I think, are missing out on other areas of development. So it can be as simple as just gaining some experience in the field and being able to apply what you've learned in an actual workplace scenario. It can be that you're missing out on how to build effective business relationships, how to build a professional network, and getting the chance to do that. And it can just even be skill development, right? Building your technical skills, building your soft skills, building on what you've already brought into the job to start with. So I think that's one issue. Number two is you can't be passionate all the time. In fact, by definition, passion is a volatile emotion. So I think if you expect to feel passionate about your work every single day and every single moment, it's going to be much harder to do sort of those drudging tasks that come along with pretty much any job out there. Lastly, and I think maybe a longer term issue, is you're inevitably going to have someone who wakes up one morning, they're maybe 40 years old, and they go, I really, really don't love my job. Where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? And then you have a whole lot of people who experience all this career regret, which of course I shared some of those statistics last week on that. So I think there are some big issues that can come out when you start from a place of you should feel passionate about what you do. So instead of talking to our kids about how they should be passionate about the work, can we have a conversation with them around how can they derive meaning from the work no matter what the work is? Because that's something that we can do no matter what. If your kid right now is, maybe they have a part-time job, they're in their first work experience, or maybe they're looking towards summer employment, chances are they're doing work that they're just not going to feel passionate about, right? It's hard to feel passionate about cleaning hotel rooms or working at a fast food drive-through, or you're not going to feel passionate about that kind of work because it's just kind of, it is what it is. But can you flip that around and say, but how do you make other people's days better? How do you positively impact other people, other projects, or the world around you? How does what you do contribute to other people's pleasure and enjoyment? And that is something we can do no matter what. You know, so later on in life, when they're sitting down to do sort of the boring paperwork that they don't like doing, yeah, that's not the fun part. But when it's finished, maybe it means that processes will be easier for somebody else. Maybe it means that processes will be easier for you. Maybe you're the somebody else later on. Maybe it means that you're documenting something that'll be a larger change in the organization that benefits a lot of people. Maybe in a job like waiting tables, which is tough and some days can be pretty demoralizing doing work like that, maybe you're contributing to some positive memories when you're waiting a table where we're celebrating grandma's 95th birthday. Because let's be real, grandma's not going to be around much longer if she's 95. So you don't have to necessarily love the work itself, and you don't necessarily have to be passionate about the work itself, but can you understand that bringing a good attitude and good quality to your work can really have a great impact on you and the other people around you? So that's my tip for this week. I promised you something lighter than last week, and I think I delivered. Let's stop talking about passion when it comes to careers and start talking to our kids about how they can create meaning no matter what kind of drudging thing that they're doing. That's going to set them up for long-term job satisfaction and for looking for the right stuff in any job that they do. I will see you back here next week for a new tip. You take care.